All right, ladies and gentlemen, Melina is very proud of what her dad had accomplished. He was so accomplished, but the thing was, when people are that accomplished, nobody can compare, right? Nobody knows what to say, nobody knows what to do. But he had a lot of majorly popular. He was very popular, and he had a lot of friends. So they had gone through life with him and had been with him all this time and know all his fun times and know all the things that he enjoyed about life and all that. And I'm really grateful to have um, had parents that were as great as my parents. I wish they had enjoyed things differently. They really had a hard time. And it's really sad to see that, when you leave a country, they left their hometown. They had hardly anybody in their hometowns. And they left there, the population was next to nil. They left there to go to a city where they didn't know the language. I mean, come on, just so we would have a better life. And I honestly, I love Canada. Canada really is amazing. So I'm very, very lucky to have lived here. I would have probably hated it where I was back there. They sacrificed. They really made the sacrifice. Luckily for them, they had a lot of friends, and there was even an Italian phone book, so they could reach out to Italians all the time. Like they had Italian access to Italians because they had the Italian phone book, and they could meet Italian people, and they had their relatives and friends that came with them and came later, and they maybe helped them come down, or maybe they didn't, but maybe they got help from them. It's just a really nice experience to be an immigrant, but it just shows a very vulnerable side. Being an immigrant is really not easy, especially when you don't know the language. And when you know the language, you can easily get by. Or when you have a skill that yes pays very very well, then yes, it's not so bad. Or if you have like something where you don't even need to earn, you can earn money easily, or you have businesses, or you have whatever, it's different. But when you're struggling and you're poor and you become a Canadian you travel to Canada, and my dad was a Canadian citizen. I didn't know he was. I thought he wasn't, but he was. So, when you come to Canada and you do all these things for your kids, it's really kind of nice to know that my parents really wanted me to have a good life. If it weren't for them, my life would have been really bad, obviously. I'm very lucky to be in Canada. My mom really wanted me to be educated. She really liked education for me. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have gone to schools and studied as hard as I did. And I really had that sort of background that everybody dreams of. You have the genes in place to be a star, and then you have the parents who make you very good morally and also work hard in school so that you can get better yourself in school. So, I had the luxury of having parents that were such sweet parents. They were really nice to everyone they came across. They really treated everybody well. I really kind of I don't take that for granted. There's a lot of parents who are vindictive, and well, not a lot. I can't say a lot, but I don't know how many parents are. 'Cause my parents weren't like that, but there are people that are vindictive and greedy and rude and you know heartless and stuff like that. But my parents really were the ideal people. They were so nice and they really treated people well. And my dad was always very heartbroken because he had been poor all his life. And for him, it was something that he deserved to be rich. He deserved to be famous. He was talented enough to be famous. He was a construction worker. He really should have been a construction worker with making a lot of money. He did a lot of really good jobs. So, he was in the military. I mean, these are things that like most people don't do. So, I mean, he did all these things and he wasn't rewarded for them. And that to me is what hurts the most. Um, I really wanted those things for him. But it's kind of like, well, what do you do? I mean, the only thing you can do is live vicariously through your children and have the hope that they have the best things in life. That's what my mom really missed out on that. At least, my dad had more luxuries today because he didn't really, but I mean, we were doing well, so he didn't have to worry about us, you know. But I mean, my mom didn't get to see anything. She didn't get to see my sister get married or anything, you know. So it's really kind of a tough thing. But I don't want to talk too much about my family because I know I don't want my family to be involved in my channel. Just because unless they want to be famous themselves, I'm not going to really involve them. And I mean, some of them might actually, but that might be my secret. But you know, I mean, it's like I really wish that you know my family is very good, you know. So, but I don't want to talk about my family too much, you know. I mean, my family is kind of like some of them like the spotlight, some of them are all about that, but until I know which ones are or when they give me permission, I'm not going to say much. But I didn't even want to say my dad died, but I was like, you know what? Um, I was just saying that because I know that some people might really, and everybody loses their parents. You know, if you're a child and your parents lose you, it's obviously way more devastating than losing a parent. So we all lose our parents unless you're a child and you die first, which is really really bad. So you know, it's a part of life, but you know, I just thought maybe it'd be interesting to say, and I wanted to say it because you know, for me, I wanted to let people know that yes, I do feel pain and I do feel things. I didn't, you know, I haven't really felt anything bad in a long time. I've been really happy for a long time, and this is really heartbreak. This is heartbreaking for me, but I mean, I'm really kind of like I've never been down before. Like I've never been depressed or upset. I'm never unhappy, and this was like, oh my God, this really shook me up. So I know he would have wanted me to be happy, and I know he would have wanted me to do very good things and be a leader and do the things that he would have done, that he did do. He did these things, so would have wanted me to do those things. So I wanted to make sure that his legacy lives on through me, and so it's important that I live a very successful life, that I'm happy, because he would have wanted that for me. That's why my parents had children, so that we could be successful and we could do the things that they never got a chance to do. You know, so it was kind of, and they did do them, but they didn't get rewarded for them, you know? So to get those rewards and to really, really savor life and to have fun with it, you know? My mom was the type of person that was really kind of um, sacrificing all the time, and you know, I'm really grateful to having had a mom like that, you know? My dad was very into himself, but I mean, you know, he didn't have to be like the kind of caregiving that my mom was like, because my mom was so good at it that he didn't have to, you know, and that's a lot of couples work that way. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. Click that subscribe button. Thank you all very much. Bye now.